Alright guys, good morning. So I'm going to start trying to do these in the two-piece form I used to do. Morning update and afternoon of what I actually accomplished. So today, Dennis is coming down. We're going to finish up Warren's on the 85. So I'm headed to the shop now to go ahead and grab a fuel can, swing back up here, grab the 85, and head back and switch that over so we can do that quick. Then I'm going to throw Chris Charles up on the dyno and repeat the same process because I think the same bug's bothering his. So I'm going to try and do the same thing and fix it the same way. It's just a funny spot at the tune that I didn't like, so it's not as easy to address this funny spot on the street. So we're just going to knock it out quick on the dyno and then go to the street again. Let's see. Brian Dales I want to have completely together with the exception of the front sprocket nut, which will be here, they said Tuesday. So hopefully you can go testing next weekend. I think that's all I really got going on right now for today. I got the Bossman bike pulled over, put MR12 in it. I'm probably going to pull the ECU at some point and quick flash it for a rough MR12 tune. That way it's ready to go on the dyno. I'm just going to tune that on MR12 and put a map switch on it. He has a thing for E85. There really isn't any power in E85. We found that through testing and testing and testing, that the 3 horsepower you gain from E85 is lost in other places, so it is what it is. I guess I'm doing E85 on one of the tunes. But that's what we got going on. Let's see what we get accomplished today. Alright folks, so just had a Gixxer dropped off for a stock-to-stock rebuild. I cleaned a set of injectors so far. We've got Warren's bike completely tuned out. That was the first half of the day. Chris Charles' bike, I went ahead and threw the updated information in it, and it is far better. Just need to do some quick dyno runs, and it should rock and roll. That fixed the funny spot, like, instantaneously with the updates. It's something we learned along the lines of how we had some transitions working that caused a funny spot, and it's almost unavoidable. But the trick is to push that funny spot to where you can never physically hit it, which we did, and it seems great. So I just need to go ahead and throw it up on the rollers, run through it all again. Don't even need to touch the freaking boost, the high boost, or any of the boost settings. I just need to run through a few different throttle positions to get a general trend and make sure it is clean and still good to go. Then we'll be good to go, and that can go home. Let's see, I'm off to go get lunch. I do have a huge announcement coming up eventually here related to a bike I previously built that y'all know. But that has to hold off. Tomorrow I will not be in the shop. So I will not be at the shop tomorrow. I have to go down to visit an old friend. So this may be the end of the video, it may not. You'll only know. Alright folks, so I honestly have no idea what time it is. What time is it? Holy shit, it's 8:30 at night. Anyway, I've been at it. So I had a little ZX6R dropped off. This is a wreck bike. Customer bought it from a local dealer. Wrecked it hard as shit. He said 160. That's looking more like 80. But anyway, it's got some electrical gremlins. Keeps killing batteries. So I got his battery over there charging. Then we'll see if it's got a parasitic draw. What's going on? I can't find any visible damage to the harness, but you never know what happens in a wreck. So we'll check it out. Start unhooking things, see what's drawing it down, see what's killing the batteries. He says it runs great, so that's good. Let's spin you all around. The Gixxer's dropped off, crank is on the way, oil pump's on the way, all the gaskets are on the way. Only thing that's not on the way is the bearings, and I actually messaged him and said, hey, before you ship that, give me the codes to the crank, and I'll get the codes to the case, and we'll get the bearings in the same shipment so we can just KO this. Chris Charles is back up on the dyno, started working through that. Dennis is going to come over. It's easier with a throttle man. Boss man's over here. I need to just tune this thing and be done so he can come pick it up, take it home. Let's see. Nothing's really changed over there other than Warren's is over there now. It's a little froggy in here from my vape. And I started tidying up the back of Brian Dale's bike. So I just been kind of chasing my tail, trying to decide where I wanted to go, what I needed to do, and didn't know where to start. ADHD issue. So I just picked a spot. The tail. There's the epitome of just tidied up, make it look nicer. So I had a bunch of extra wires running through here that were just kind of spaghetti. They're all nice and loomed up, routed appropriately, forked and terminated where they should be. There's still some spots that look kind of fugly, but it is what it is on that. There's nothing I can do without repinning the whole thing. As I was saying, so tail's ready to rock. I got the catch can mounted, so I did just zip tie mount this. So I did that on purpose, so he doesn't have any bolts to undo at the track, because emptying this where it's mounted is kind of a pain. Anywhere else I mounted it was going to be fugly and in the way. This will work great, and it shouldn't fill up very fast. It should take quite a while for this thing to fill up. We'll see, but it should take quite a while. So all he's got to do is cut 2 zip ties, unscrew the bottom, clean it out, screw it back on, and put 2 zip ties on. Big deal. I didn't have a nice spot for the filter here, so I actually ran the filter quite a ways uphill and placed it in the back up top. It's basically, this is just a surge. It's to help suppress any oil that wants to make it to the top. It's baffled. It's good. And that is running down, routed, and going to the crankcase breather. So now, I'm just decided I'm going to do back forward. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my wheel and everything on there, get all that set and tidied up. I'm going to get a 90 for his nitrous pressure sensor so that I can go ahead and put a wing nut on that for his nitrous, because he wants the nitrous wing nuts that I make. By the way, those are available. You can email me at the number 9, RINGL@gmail.com, or call the shop, Ringtune Performance, Tuscumbia, Alabama, and they're available for sale. I got tons, guys. Tons and tons. They'll also be available on robbush.com. 190 hookup. Now that, plug is done with, so I got the pipe done, all that done, the motor's in, ready to go. So now I'm just going to continue chasing wiring forward. So I got the nitrous solenoids mounted up on the bracket and everything over there. I just need to tidy up the looming for that, mount them permanently, and then loom out all the mess of spaghetti under here. Tidy it up, organize it, secure it, and get it ready for the season. Then the airbox can go on, the tank can go on. Finish tidying up all this, which was all add-on wires. And I need to add a relay up here that powers on with the key for the headlight. Then I just need to loom and tidy all this mess up the best I can to get it ready for the year. And then we should be ready to rock and roll, guys. It shouldn't be too difficult. The nut should be here Tuesday for the sprocket, so this thing I'm hoping to have on the dyno Wednesday. That is the goal. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I have a trip to make tomorrow. I have to go talk to an old friend. Y'all ain't heard from him for a while. Randy Kane. So I'm going down to talk to him tomorrow, so I will not be available at the shop. I will not be available pretty much at all. Basically phone call only. But I'm going to try. I'm going to see if Scotty wants to pull the motor and all that on that. I'll let him do it. I'll get him bin set out, and he can go ahead and tear that down. Kevin Jones should be together soon. I had to wait for a couple freeze plugs for the head. That is what it is. But, yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you all have a beautiful day. I just got a message from Greg. I got to talk to that man. So, later.